Here we are coming to you live from our top secret broadcasting bunker here at Area 52. This is Pastor Mike, and I am online, and I'm here. I'm here, glad to be here. No snow in our area. They got another 14 inches over in Kansas City, which, in case anybody's wondering, and I always say something, and I'm always kind of leery that I'm going to offend somebody. Every time I open my mouth, there's the potential that some offense is going to come shooting out of my face and somebody's going to be mad. I remember teasing people that played soccer, and somebody came unglued over that. But concerning Kansas City, I just want everybody to know that we here over on the St. Louis side of the great state of Missouri do not consider Kansas City as being part of Missouri. If Kansas wants to go ahead and annex it, they can have it. Be my guest. And this is one of those rivalries that exist probably everywhere. St. Louis and Kansas City were on opposite sides of just about everything in the world. And in what year was that? 1985. The St. Louis Cardinals played the Kansas City Royals for the World Series. We got cheated in, what was that, Game 5, I think, or something. Would have had it won. Would have had it in the bag. And got cheated over a call on first base, and Kansas City came back and won that. And we have not been, we've just, Kansas City, where's that? We don't know where it is. Anyway, so they can get all the snow they want. We don't have any here today. Most of what we had is in the process of melting. The temperature is right outside of our secret broadcasting compound is about, you know what, I can look it up here very quickly. And I'm saying all that because we have been planning and preparing for this God, Guns, and Liberty conference here for quite some time. And we have run some ads in the county paper and gotten a lot of coverage out of it. The temperature outside our broadcasting compound is 45 degrees right now. And I was just checking the weather radar earlier, and it looks like all the snow is going to miss us, and it's going to move on north to Chicago, where they can have all they want to. And normally I am for snow. I say let it snow here and bring it down hard and heavy, but not today. We just have a lot invested as far as time and prayer and preparation and things like that for our conference. We are looking forward to it. And Gary has already furnished our church foyer with lots and lots and lots of DVDs. They're sitting there waiting for whoever comes in. We have some people from the Jefferson County Tea Party going to show up. We've heard from other people that said they're going to be here, but again, we don't know exactly how many are going to come. But we are looking forward to it nonetheless, and we want you to pray for us and pray for me. I'm going to be speaking a little while tonight. Brother Edge Kelly is coming up from Norwood, Missouri. He's going to be the featured speaker tonight, and I'm looking forward to hear what God has laid on his heart for us. I know that he is very passionate about this issue, and he's very passionate about a lot of things. If you've ever heard his preaching, you'll know that to be the case. And it's sort of funny that on the very day a church in the St. Louis area is hosting a God, Guns, and Liberty conference, there is, and a guy in our church, Wayne, he's a good friend of mine, good friend of our ministry, and we love him dearly. Wayne sent me this. Said, Pastor, you got to read this. This is also in the San Luis area. A pastor, not me, a pastor plans a buyback program for toy guns. Now, let me interject my relevant comments for a gun buyback program anyway. Number one, it is a massive waste of taxpayer money. When municipalities or even states, but usually it's in a municipality, a city, is having a buyback program, a gun buyback program, it's a political move. It's not an actual diminishing of gun violence in that city. It's foolish. It is absolutely foolish for anybody to believe that if you set up a little stand outside of City Hall with a checkbook or a roll of cash and say, turn in all your weapons, we will give you money for them, It's an absolute, you have to be an idiot to think that that's actually going to diminish gun violence in your city. You have to be one of the dumbest people that's ever run for office, and believe it or not, we have a lot of those as elected officials in this country. Some of the dumbest people in the world sit in congressional halls and city governments all over this country. It's a political move. It doesn't actually curb gun violence. I mean, stop and think about this. If I were a criminal, I'm not, but if I were a young thug on the street, a young punk, pants hanging down, hat on sideways, meth cooker looking for trouble, and they offer a gun buyback program in my hood, I'm not, you know what I'll do? I'll break into somebody's house and steal their gun and go sell it to City Hall. But I'm keeping mine. And that's usually what shows up. They take guns in any condition whatsoever. People walk in with these busted up, broken, rusted guns that don't work, no firing mechanisms on them, and they sell them to City Hall. They go to turn them into scrap or make a big monument out of them or whatever, and it makes the paper, it makes the 6 o'clock news, it makes all this stuff for the political party, but it doesn't do anything. Whereas gun-owning citizens like myself, I'm not going to City Hall to sell my guns. I'm not doing it. Now, there was a guy, I think he's very smart. One of these cities had a gun buyback program, and he was actually a gun dealer. And he went, and the government was paying like $50 a gun, and he stood there with a little table. I don't know if he set it up right across the street or whatever, but he put up a big sign that says, "I'll give you $75 for yours." And he bought all these guns from these people, $75 a pop, and he goes and sells them. That's capitalism. That's America, all right? But here's this pastor. Once again, this is from, and I don't read his website very often. This is Alex Jones, prisonplanet.com. Once again, demonstrating that the hysterical war on the Second Amendment knows no bounds. A pastor in St. Louis will offer to buy back toy guns later this year. Over-the-top reactions to children with toy guns. Toy guns. Now the customary reaction of the public, employees, and various state bureaucrats in charge of indoctrinating America's children. My wife and I feel that we need to do everything we can to not allow our kids to get exposed to this too early. They're going to get exposed to it, but we can protect them early on, so they don't get a distorted view of what those can do to the human body. Pastor Rodney Francis of the Washington Tabernacle Baptist Church told KMOX 1120, "We want to engage the culture of violence, and one of the strategies that we thought we might be able to use is to educate parents about the danger of allowing kids to continue this access to toy guns and playing with toy guns." And apparently he's dead serious about it. Apparently he is holding a straight face while he's telling all this. You know, I would be saying stuff like this, and I'd be going, I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to hold it in. Francis is not alone in his belief that toy guns represent a threat to society. A toy gun is a threat to society. A toy gun shoots bubbles out of the end of it, and people scatter. Ah! The bubbles! Infowars.com has reported on a number of instances where children have suffered dire consequences for taking toy guns to school. 10-year-old Virginia boy who was arrested earlier this month for taking a plastic toy gun to school is facing a potentially permanent criminal record over the incident. In South Carolina, a kindergartner was expelled from school after she brought a small, transparent plastic toy gun to school for show and tell. In Massachusetts, a 5-year-old boy was threatened with suspension by school officials after he built a small toy gun out of Lego blocks and started to play shoot his classmates. Are you kidding me? When we got done with the swings and the slide and the seesaws at our school, we played war, army, bounty hunter, Martian men, space adventures. We did all of that stuff, and every one of those games involved a gun. Well, I'll tell you what we used to do. We used to go down in the woods. I like playing in the woods. A guy like me, deathly allergic to poison ivy. But I would run and play in the... You couldn't keep me out of the woods. And we'd go down in the woods, and we'd take our BB guns. And I had, me and my sister we got Daisy BB guns. They were you cocked them, and what it did is, in cocking it, that filled the chamber with compressed air. You pulled the trigger, and out goes the BB. Well, we found out that if you took the BB cylinder out of the end of the gun, which is where the BBs went down, when you cocked that and you pulled the trigger, it sounded like a gunshot. It was cool. And we used to take those down in the woods and shoot each other, not with real BBs, but we would you know why we didn't shoot each other with real BBs? Because we weren't stupid. We weren't unintelligent. Our parents had guns. We knew what a gun did to somebody. We knew that if you shot somebody with a gun, they would die. And so we weren't so stupid that, I wonder if a BB hit somebody in the eye, would it hurt them? We weren't that stupid. So we took the BBs out so that they couldn't fire BBs, and we went down in the woods, pow, making the sound. And if I aimed right at you and powed you, you were hit. You could say, that didn't hit me. Oh, no, I hit you. I know I did. We weren't stupid. Police with assault rifles and helicopters invaded a Bronx school last month in response to the sighting of a Nerf gun. Panicked parents rushed to the two schools in Fulton Avenue and East 174th Street today after heavily armed police were called to respond to reports of a gun on campus. The alarm was caused by a campus aide overhearing a student say something about a gun. The South Philadelphia Elementary School was searched in front of classmates and threatened with arrest after she mistakenly brought a paper gun to school. January 23rd, when the school administrator found the piece of paper. Melody Valentin was verbally chastised in front of the whole class and, according to her mother, even threatened with arrest. Do you see what's happening? You see what's going on? This is not about a perceived threat at the school. This is not about a teacher looking at a long distance across the playground and thinking that she might have seen what looked like a gun in a student's hand. This is not about that. The principals, the teachers, they are all aware that when they see this, that's not really a gun. There is no bullets going to shoot out of the end of some kid's finger. They know that. They're not stupid either. They know that they're watching a kid with Legos, put Legos together, and he builds a Lego gun. Both the principals and the teachers know that that gun will not fire. They know that. A paper gun made out of paper, scissors, and I guess if you're playing scissors and paper and rock, gun wins every time. They know that those won't fire. It's not about